Hi guys, welcome to section 10.2. Today we're going to be looking at a week's work. So we're going to be adding up all the hours that you would make during a week. Don't worry so much about the warm-up or the skills practice. We will work on those as we go through. So we can start directly on page 264. So really, I think the hardest part is calculating the amount of hours that you work. I will go through most of this with you, and then there's just a section at the end that I would like you to do on your own. Okay, so Sonia gets paid $9 an hour. That's her babysitting rate. And then we have to figure out how much she earns at the end of the week. So Monday, she works from 4 to 8:30. When we're looking for the number of hours worked, we have to make sure we're putting the time as a decimal. So this is 4.5 hours. Okay, if you use the clock idea, so you can now remember, 30 minutes is the same as half an hour, so this would be 0.5. So you can either take 8.5 and minus 4 hours, and that should give you 4.5. Or you can think about the analog clocks. And she started working, and I'm sorry, I don't have an actual little picture here. Oh, wait a second. There we go. So if we imagine 4 and 8:30, right, it would be, I'm just putting kind of the two lines in, and you count the number of hours. 4 to 5 is 1 hour, 2, 3, 4.5. So it's 4.5 hours. Okay, that's actually the way I like to do it. So 4.5. Wednesday, we're going from 9:30 to 4:30. Or 4:30 to 9:30. So if you start at 9:30 and go all the way, 4:30 and go all the way around to 9:30, or you subtract these, you should get 5 hours. 11 to 7 is a pretty straightforward one. 11 minus 7, or start at 7 hours and count to 8, 9, 10, 11. You should get another 4 hours. And then 10 a.m. to 3:30. So 10 a.m. is here. Let's just put all of our little letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if this is 10 a.m., 10 to 11, 11 to 12, that's 2. This is 2 hours. To 1 o'clock would be 3 hours. To 2 o'clock is 4 hours. To 3 o'clock is 5 hours. And then there's a half in there. So this is 5.5 hours. Okay, now the last column, they want you to figure out how much you get paid. Remember, to calculate your earnings, you're going to take the number of hours and multiply it by the wage. So take these hours and you can times it by the $9 per hour to get the amount paid. Here you should get $40.50. Remember, we're dealing with money, so make sure you keep 2 decimals. This one is $45. Okay, there's no cents here, so if you don't keep any decimals here, that's fine. This one is $36. And if I take 5.5 and multiply by 9, I should get $49.50. So 49.5, but again, we're talking money. Since there's a decimal, put 2 of them in. Okay, so question 2A, it says add the daily amounts that she was paid. So add up this column right here. When you add those up, again, remember, you can pause the video at any time. I want you to do this on your own too. Okay, you should get 171. Calculate the total number of hours she worked this week. Add up all of the number of hours. You get 19 hours. Okay. Multiply Sonia's hourly rate, that's the $9 an hour, to the total number of hours, 19. So we're going to take the 19 hours that she worked, and we're going to multiply it by her wage. Now, when you do that, you still get 171. So this is a different way to calculate her total. You can either calculate them individually and add them up like we did here, or you can take the total number of hours and multiply by the wage. It's a little bit less work, it's a little bit faster. So they're just trying to show you a different way. Okay, the rest of this section is using information that we've done in chapters 1 and other chapters as well about taxes and calculating things. So in case you've forgotten, I'm going to go over it. If you're okay with this, you can continue and work on your own. Okay, so Sonia wants to buy a cell phone that is $128. What's the cost of the cell phone with tax? So remember, tax is 13%. But we don't write it with the percent sign. We divide by 100 and we get 0.13. So I'm going to take the $128 and I'm going to multiply by 0.13. Okay, This should give you $16.64. That's just tax. We still have to calculate how much it's going to be in total. Oh, let me just try and erase this here. Okay, there we go. So in total, we're going to take our 128 and we are now going to add it to this 1664, the tax, right? So 1664. So this is the cost and this is the tax. And when we add them, we get our total cost, which I got $144.64. Okay. So that's our total amount. This is review, so I'm hoping you remember how to do that. After which day will she have enough money to buy this? So now take a look up here at her cost, and we're trying to figure out when does she actually have $144. So if you start calculating all of these, this is $40.50. If I add $45, I'm only at $85.50. She doesn't have enough yet. If I add my $36, I'm still only at about 121.50. She still doesn't have enough. She actually has to work the full day on Saturday in order to get it. So she has to work the full week in order to buy this particular phone. All right. Question 4 is the exact same idea. You're going to calculate the cost of this coat, which is $150 with tax. So calculate the tax on the coat and then figure out if she has enough to purchase the coat if she made $171. So she's either going to buy the phone or the coat. Pause the video. I'm going to put the answers down and then you should be, and then after that, what I would like you to do is finish up questions 5, 6, and 7 on your own. Okay, you don't need to check the answers on that one. Okay, so pause the video. I'm just going to put the answers down for question 4. Okay, so take the 150 times it by 0.13 to get the tax, add it to the $150 total, and get your total amount with tax. You should have gotten $169.50. And then part B, it says, if she does not buy the cell phone, does she have enough? Yes, barely. Remember, she made $171, so she does have enough. Please try this on your own. It's identical to the chart that we just did together. Calculate his total for the week, just like we did, and then you can recalculate it if he added an extra half hour. So you can just add the extra half hour at the end. Okay, guys, good luck. We'll see you for the next section.